Hello everybody, this is Ocelot, and I decided to make this video for a couple reasons. I'm starting to make build guides, so this will be the perfect foundation for starting any new character, any class. Plus, we have the DLC coming up. So with the DLC coming up, this will give you a chance to start a new character as well. This is the perfect foundation. Now as you can see, we are 55 minutes into the game. Let's go ahead and load it up and see what progress we've made. So let's go ahead and check the time again, so you can see it's the same character. We're hitting 56 minutes, so it's definitely the same character. Let's go to the status. We're at level 1. We have over 138,000 runes. Let's go to the inventory. We have a gold pickle fowl foot still. We have the ability to craft blood grease. We have a lantern. We have golden runes that should put us close to 150,000 runes. We have enough smithing stones to get any smithing weapon to plus 15. We have sombers 1 through 6 to get any somber weapon to plus 6. We also have 5 cracked pots. We have 1 ritual pot, both halves of the Dectus Medallion. We have the Academy key. We have the sleep pot cookbook. We have the spirit calling bell. We have the lone wolf ashes. And we have the morning star. As you can see, I didn't use any extra weapons other than the starting class weapon for the wretch. And I picked up a morning star and a large club, which I only used the morning star besides the club. As you can see, we have a plus 6 flask and we have 8 flask charges. So I am going to show you the full route. I am not going to speed up any sections. I am not going to cut anything out. So this is going to be from start to finish, how to get everything you need to start the game. So I started off with the wretch. I chose the golden seed keepsake. You can go ahead and choose any starting class that you prefer. I prefer the golden seed keepsake because it gives you an extra charge right off the bat. It's up to you, however, what keepsake you would like to choose. So as we are leaving the church and we're about to plunge ourselves to our death, I wanted to let you know that I mentioned that I have started making build guides. So go ahead and go check out my first guide. Let me know what you think. Leave a like and a comment, or if you don't like it, leave a comment as to why you don't like it, and I'll do my best to do better in the future. So let's go ahead and jump off the side, and we are going to the stranded graveyard. So along my route, I do not pick up all of the site of graces that I go by. I recommend that you pick up every site of grace, especially if you're new to Elden Ring. If you're already familiar with the Elden Ring, then I'm pretty sure you already know which graces you need to pick up. Again, I don't pick them all up. I do recommend that you pick them up as you are going through the lands between. So let's make sure we do pick up this first grace. We are going to come back to it in the future. For now, let's go ahead and head north. We're going to stop at the church. There's a golden rune right outside of the church, which you'll see me pick up. Make sure to pick that up. Go into the church and grab the site of grace. So after grabbing that site of grace, let's go ahead and head northeast. We're going to talk to Melina so she can give us the spectral steed, which is Torrent. That's going to be our main method of travel, besides warping from site of grace to site of grace. Erdleaf flowers you can use to craft fur-crawling finger remedies if you want to do cooperative multiplayer. Make sure to pick up root resin. We are going to be crafting blood grease, which uses root resin. So for the blood grease, we're going to need root resin and blood rose, which we will be picking up in the future. So after talking to Melina and getting Torrent, let's go ahead and head south into the Gatefront ruins. We're going into a cellar to pick up the Whetstone knife. This will allow us to equip Ashes of War at any site of grace. So after picking up the Whetstone knife, warp back to the Gatefront site of grace. We're going to jump on Torrent and head north. There will be mushrooms that we need to pick up. Look out for mushrooms as you're running around in the lands between. We will be needing those to craft certain items. There's going to be a golden seed here. Let's pick that up. Head north to Stormhill Shack. We'll be getting the Grace and the Stone Sword key. So after touching the Grace, we're going to double back a little bit and go southeast. This is going to be just directly east from the golden seed we picked up. There will be a chair with smithing stone 1s on it. And then we're going to head east. There's going to be a graveyard. Go ahead and feel free to loot all the golden runes here. I believe I only picked up a few, but feel free to pick all of these golden runes up. They're basically free currency. So after grabbing those golden runes, let's head east and drop off this slight cliff. We're going to ask this troll to help us break the breakable statue. So give him a whack or get his attention any way you can. Put the statue between you and the troll. Wait for him to break it and grab those smithing stones. There should be smithing stone 1s and 2s. Next, we'll be heading north towards the War Master Shack. Just directly east of the War Master Shack, there's root resin. Make sure to pick that up. So after grabbing the root resin, you're going to want to head northwest. We're going to go up this hill and then head slightly west. There's going to be a Soldier of Godric. This is completely optional, however it is highly recommended. He drops the Ash of War Golden Vow, which can be applied to a dagger and used as a starting buff if you don't want to invest any points into Faith. It gives you plus 11.5% to all damage and plus 7.5% to all defenses. So now we're going to head slightly south, come off of this hill, and then we're going to head slightly east. Coming up ahead to the right, you'll hear somebody shouting for hello. That's Alexander. If you want to kill him and get the warrior jar shard, that will give you plus 10% damage to your Ashes of War. So let's cross this bridge and make sure to grab this smithing stone 1. There's going to be a merchant at the end of this bridge. We're going to pop a golden rune that gives us 400 runes and buy a cracked pot. So after buying the cracked pot, we're going to head southeast towards these ruins up ahead. There will be Trina's lilies, which we will be picking up. That will help you craft sleep pot. We do not use sleep pots, however, this is giving you a foundation for your gameplay. So here are the Trina's lilies. Make sure to pick them up. There's also a mushroom there you can pick up. We're going to drop down this hill. It's completely safe. Go ahead and drop down both hills. There's a graveyard up ahead that we'll be picking up the Fever's cookbook. That will give you access to crafting the sleep pots. Again, feel free to grab all the golden runes. Afterwards, head slightly east and drop down off of this tombstone. It's completely safe. You can drop down again. We'll be heading east to the Third Church of America. We'll be picking up a Sacred Tear and the Flask of Wondrous Physick. So make sure to touch this grace, and we are going to be using it to warp back and forth to a few times. For now, let's head over to the Church of Elden. We're going to be getting the Spirit Calling Bell, which if you use summons will allow you to summon them during boss encounters or whenever there is a tombstone on the left side of your screen. After talking to Ronnie, we'll be buying a crafting kit and cracked pots from Merchant Caelid. There's also a smithing stone 1, make sure to pick that up. You'll need 1200 runes for the cracked pots and the crafting kit. Next, we will be warping to the first step. After warping to the first step, we are going to head south and jump off the hill. It is completely safe as long as you jump on the air that is shooting out from the ground. That is called a spirit spring. You don't need to jump directly on it. As long as you land near it, you will land safely and not die or take any fall damage. There's a gold pickled fowl foot we'll be picking up, so quickly grab that, warp back to the first step. We are going to be heading east and then southeast into Weeping Peninsula. So go ahead and jump on Torrent. There will be a smithing stone 1 that you can see ahead of you. Careful not to fall into the hole. That is 100% death. Now I pick up this large club that's up ahead. It is not needed for this guide and I don't even use it, so you can skip it if you'd like to. There's a spirit spring, go ahead and jump on it southeast. You will land safely across the water into Weeping Peninsula. Jump up the hill, still slightly east. There's going to be a Site of Grace, which you can pick up. So after that grace, let's head south into Weeping Peninsula. There's going to be mainly upgrades for our flasks. However, there is going to be a weapon that we need in that crashed caravan. It's the Morning Star, so make sure you pick that up. So after grabbing this grace, we're going to talk to this merchant. We are interested in purchasing the cracked pot, which costs 600 runes. So let's head southwest, deeper into Weeping Peninsula. We are interested in picking up a golden seed. To the left, you will see the map fragment for Weeping Peninsula. I do not grab it. However, I do encourage you to grab it if you need it. So after grabbing the golden seed, let's head north. Be careful with the bats. You can run away with them fast enough on Torrent, however. Our next stop is going to be Caelid Baptismal Church. We are interested in picking up a sacred tear here. So next we're going to quickly head north and get away from those enemies. There's going to be a drop off, so please follow my lead on screen. You're going to want to drop and then head slightly east. Go across the bridge, which is slightly northwest. We're going towards another sacred tier. Make sure that you pick up the blood grease that's in this graveyard. It's right before that jellyfish. We will be able to craft it, but there's already 2 there for free, so may as well pick them up. Now let's continue to head slightly southwest. On the way, we'll be picking up Trina's lilies and mushrooms. We are interested in going to the last church for the last sacred tier here in Weeping Peninsula. So this next part is optional, however it is highly recommended. I'm going south towards a merchant. I'm going to be buying a lantern that will help me illuminate through the few dungeons that we go through. So sell or pop golden runes, so you have 1800 to buy the lantern. After, warp to the Stormhill Shack site of grace, and we're going to be heading north into Liurnia of the Lakes. So from this site of grace, we're going to head north towards the east side of Stormvale Castle. We're going to bypass Stormvale Castle. There's a way around. Just follow my lead on screen and you'll be able to go through Stormvale Castle without going into it. So now that we're in Liurnia, our first stop is going to be at the Church of Irith. We'll be picking up a sacred tear. Then we're going to be heading north further into Liurnia. So we're coming up on the Laskiar ruins. Here we'll be picking up a ritual pot, blood rose, Trina's lilies, and a smithing stone 3. So let's take this teleporter. It's going to warp us to Raya Lucaria Academy. We're going to take the grace that's just north of where we are teleported to. But then we are going to head south to pick up more smithing stones and another golden seed. So right there, and I almost miss it, is a smithing stone 3. Make sure to take that. Next, we're going to head east and exit this town. Just east of this town and slightly south, we're going to go after a golden seed, but then we're going to double back and head west. Up ahead, there's going to be a crab. Make sure to stay far away from it. It shouldn't one-shot you, but it can stun lock you and eventually kill you. So make sure to grab those smithing stone 2s. Head slightly south, then we're going to head west. Just up ahead, there's going to be a graveyard with golden runes. Feel free to pick them all up. I only picked up a few. In that gazebo just west of our location, there will be more smithing stone 2s. Make sure to pick those up as well. So after picking up those smithing stone 2s, let's head northwest. We are going after the Academy Glintstone key. The Academy Glintstone key will be guarded by a dragon, but I will show you a perfectly safe route to grab all the items that are behind the dragon. So as you can see, there's a rock just ahead of us. Let's get off of Torrent, crouch on the rock, don't roll around, just crouch, walk slightly slow, stay crouched, grab all the items if you want. We're mainly here for the Academy Glintstone key. You're gonna summon Torrent and head slightly northeast, pick up the Blood Rose. Just up ahead there's going to be a gazebo with smithing stone 3s. If you'd like that side of grace, again, pick it up if you want. Don't pick it up. So the tactic here is to just stay crouched in this bush, wait for those 2 horseback enemies to turn around, stay crouched, go into the gazebo, grab the smithing stone 3s. We're going to warp back to Raya Lucaria Academy South Gate, and we're going to go into the Academy, touch the Grace, and we're going to exit through the east side. I believe it's the slightly northeast side of the Academy Gate. As we're coming up on Bellum Highway, make sure to go slightly north and grab this Grace. From this Grace, we're going to head east and slightly southeast. We're going to jump on a Spirit Spring and go more east into our next cave for more smithing stones. So after landing safely on the Spirit Spring, head east. Make sure you have your lantern on. If not, you should just head east and you will be able to see the opening to the Raya Lucaria Crystal Tunnel. Here we'll be mainly interested in picking up smithing stone 3s. There are also 2s and 1s in here though. Now I'm going to rest at this coming up Grace. The reason I do so is so I can equip Golden Vow on my club. The reason I chose to put Golden Vow on the club is mainly for the defense. I'm level 1, and although the enemies here will not one-shot me, they will definitely kill me in 2 to 3 hits. So while at the Grace, I went ahead and allocated my flasks so I can have more healing while I'm in here. So just follow my lead on screen, follow the same exact route that I take your time, stay crouched on the jumps, take your time with the jumps. I will be picking up all of the stones that we need. We will also be picking up Somber Stones 1 through 3 in here. Now I've been spotted by multiple enemies, so you will see just up ahead after I pick up another stone that I'm going to quit out the game. Then I will reload immediately. The reason why I do this is to de-aggro the enemies and reset their positions. Now we are going to get this lift to start going down, but we are not going to go down with it. We are going to jump off towards the northwest side, right there. This way we'll pick up more Somber Stones and we won't face as many enemies going through this route. So again, just follow my lead on screen. After crossing this plank, we're going to turn left. We're going to activate a lift. That's going to be our shortcut just in case we die in here. So this is going to be the last group of smithing stones we'll be picking up. You are done with picking up smithing stones and somber stones here. I went ahead and continued on and fought the boss of the dungeon. This is not 100% necessary. This is completely optional. If you fight and defeat this enemy, you will be able to acquire the smithing stone bell bearing 1, which you can turn into the round table, the twin maiden husks, and they will sell you smithing stone 1s and 2s as long as you have the runes to pay for them. If you're going to go after this boss, I suggest you use the Morning Star or any weapon of your choice that deals strike damage. But whether or not you chose to fight and defeat this enemy, our next stop will be to the Bridge of Sacrifice. We're going to be heading to Fort Haight. We're going to be getting the first half of the Dectus Medallion. So as we cross the Bridge of Sacrifice, there's going to be a stone sword key. There's going to be more smithing stone 1s. After picking those items up and crossing the bridge, let's head northeast towards Fort Haight. Feel free to stop at this graveyard to pick up all the golden runes. I do not pick them all up, but feel free to pick them all up if you choose so. As we're coming up to this grace, we're going to want to rest at it. We haven't been to the round table, so right now is as good a time as any to go ahead and take a trip there.
If it had eternal, if you had, it seems Torrent, whereas I'm there is, but I can take gathering plate. Very wet my hand.
So at the round table, I am going to buy a dagger. The reason I'm going to buy a dagger is to put golden vow on it. This is completely optional, but completely recommended. So now we're going back to Fort Haight. We're going into Fort Haight to pick up the Dectus Medallion. Just outside of Fort Haight, there's going to be a golden seed. There's also blood rose. There's a few outside of the fort, and a few inside of the fort. You do not need to collect them all for this guide, but if you need to collect them for whatever build you are doing, just know that you can farm Blood Rose here at Fort Haight. Again, follow my lead on screen. There's also going to be a cookbook on the first floor we're going to pick up that is necessary to craft blood grease. So at the top of this ladder, we're going to pick up the first half of the Dectus Medallion. Then we're going to warp to the Fort Haight side of Grace, or you can run out, but I find it faster just to warp to the Grace. Warp or run out, we're going to want to head north into the Mistwood ruins. So since we're coming up to the Mistwood ruins, I'll let you know that we are interested in picking up the Trina's lilies. They are by a sleeping bear, which you'll be able to pick up the Trina's lilies without aggroing him right away. If you are unable to warp out like I was, go ahead and use the quit out and load back in function. Once you load back in, warp to the 3rd Church of America. So from here, we're going to head north. We're going to be heading towards Caelid, but we are going to take the route as you see on screen. There's going to be a couple of spirit springs we'll be jumping up. That scarab that I just passed by has a Ash of War called Sacred Blade. We don't need it for this run, but if you'd like to use it in your build, go for it. There's one Trina Lily by that spirit spring. Go ahead and do a double jump to make sure you make it. We're going to head northeast and then east into Caelid. Now you'll know you've entered Caelid because of the change of scenery and the change of the background music. So go ahead and follow me up this rock if I can make this jump. We're going to head south, but then we're going to head slightly east and then slightly north. We are going to start picking up smithing stone 4s. There's one smithing stone 4 in these ruins. There's also Trina's lilies, which you can pick up. I didn't bother picking them all up. I was just interested in the smithing stone 4. So after grabbing the smithing stone 4, head south. We're going to be heading up this hive looking structure. There's going to be one smithing stone 5 we want to pick up. After picking it up, head directly northwest. We're going to be going into Gael Tunnel. In Gael Tunnel, there's going to be a total of 8 smithing stone 4s. That will give us a total of 9 smithing stone 4s so far. There's going to be 3 more that are also in Caelid, that are also ground loot, which we will be picking up here in a bit. There's also going to be a gold pickle fowl foot that we want to pick up. Be very careful when you pick it up. As you'll see, I die trying to pick it up. Now as I pick up the smithing stone 4 in here, you'll see that the octopus is going to get aggroed. He can be a handful, so what I did is use the quit out and reload function. Go ahead and do the same so you don't get eaten alive by the octopus. And that is the last of the smithing stone 4s in Gael Tunnel. Let's go ahead and leave the tunnel through the rear entrance. We're going to warp back to Limgrave, back to the first step grace specifically. We're going to head east and we're going to head into a cellar and take the teleporter trap chest. Just follow my lead on screen. We're heading east and we're heading into the ruins you can see in the distance. They're called the Dragonbarrow ruins. There's going to be a cellar with a teleporter trap chest that will take us into Caelid. Will actually take us into Sellia Crystal Tunnel specifically. Now we're going to be going after smithing stone 5s and the rest of the smithing stone 4s. Sellia Crystal Tunnel has a total of 8 smithing stone 5s in it. It can be a nightmare to get all 8 of them. So if you need to, rewatch and watch my route so you know exactly how to get through this place. So after going up this coming up ladder, there's going to be a ladder to kick down just in case anything goes wrong. You have a shortcut to get to the top now. Now through this tunnel, you want to stick to the right and then jump to the stairs if possible. If you do that, you'll be able to avoid a Kindred of Rot that is scripted to come out. That one that you can see just to the right of my character. So these are the last 3 smithing stone 5s. There's one behind this shed. After picking up that last one, I just try to run and either jump or spam roll out of there. I believe I get one shot if I get hit by the Kindred of Rot's projectiles. Now since we used the teleporter trap chest, we're going to have to rest at this grace. Just go ahead and rest and we can leave the tunnel now. So first we're going to head southeast into Sellia Town of Sorcery. In here we're going to be picking up 1 golden seed. After picking up that golden seed, we want to head southwest. We're going to be picking up a Somber Stone 4 and the last 3 Smithing Stone 4s. Just follow my lead on screen. After you pick up these Smithing Stone 4s, if you have any enemies that are aggroed on you, you can use the quit out and reload function. But basically you're going to be heading to the Third Church of America next. Just north of the Third Church of America, there's going to be a teleporter that we're going to take. That's going to take us into North Dragonbarrow. So once you're teleported into Dragonbarrow, go ahead and head south. There's going to be a golden seed straight ahead that you want to pick up. After picking up the golden seed, you want to continue south and go over the bridge. There's going to be a dragon on the bridge, but do not worry about it. Even if you aggro it, you will have time as it roars at you to run by on Torrent. So as you can see, even though I aggroed the dragon, I was able to safely get by. Continue to head southwest. We're going to go behind the minor Erd tree. There's a putrid avatar that you may aggro as well. Just ignore it. Go behind the minor Erd tree, jump on the spirit spring, and we're going to be heading towards Fort Faroth. So let's touch the grace, and you're going to see that I whack the outside of the wall before going in. The reason I do that is there's bats inside, and usually if you whack at the wall, it will get the bats' attention and it'll give you a clear shot to go up the ladder and towards the medallion. Also, I use the lone wolves as a distraction. You already picked them up, you have them, use them whenever you feel like it. Now we have both halves to the Dectus Medallion, and we have unlocked travel to Altus Plateau. Let's go to the East Raya Lucaria gate and head north on Bellum Highway. There's going to be a sacred tier on the way, and there's also going to be a rune arc if you want to pick that up. So now we're in Altus Plateau. We're only going to make one stop here. We're going to Old Altus Tunnel. So just follow my route. We're picking up the last of the Smithing Stone 5s and our last Somber Stones. Also, make sure that you're following my route on screen. We're coming up on another golden seed. As usual, follow my route on screen. We'll be picking up the last of the Smithing Stone 5s and Somber Stones. As you see, I equipped the Memory of Grace. I'm going to use it when I'm done here in this tunnel. The reason I did that was to get out of here faster, but also so we end up with the same amount of runes just in case you didn't kill the Crystallian. Now that's actually the last Somber Stone we needed. Now we have Somber 1 through 6. I do go into this coming up shed for Somber 4. However, I had already picked it up when I picked up the last of the Smithing Stone 4. So I'm going to drink my flask, quit out, pick up the Somber 4. Then I'm going to use the Memory of Grace, and we're going to warp back to Dragonbarrow. So as you can see in my inventory, I have enough smithing stones to level up any smithing weapon to plus 15. I have Sombers 1 through 6 to level up any Somber weapon to plus 6. Now, we're going to use that Memory of Grace. We're going to get out of this tunnel. We're going back to Dragonbarrow, and we're going to get rich on runes. That's it for the smithing stones and somber stones, golden seeds, and sacred tears. Let's go ahead and equip our blood grease. Let's equip our gold pickle Fowlfoot. We're going to switch to the morning star. If your character doesn't have enough strength to use it, you can two-hand it. We're going to craft 2 more blood grease, and we're going to go in and change it to nightfall. There's a reason that you change it to nightfall before going after Gael. The reason I do that is because with 1 gold pickle Fowlfoot, we're going to attempt to kill Gael, and we're going to cheese the Knight's Cavalry. Now I'm going to go ahead and skip out the part where Gael's getting smacked away at, so we'll see you here in a second. So now Gael is dead. We're going to equip our gold pickle Fowlfoot, consume it, jump on Torrent, and we're going to head east towards Lenny's Rise. Just follow me on screen. But basically, we have 3 minutes with this gold pickle Fowlfoot. Right now, we have 96,500 runes, give or take. We are going to go ahead and cheese the Knight's Cavalry. Normally, without a gold pickle Fowlfoot, he'll give you around 42,000. With the gold pickle Fowlfoot, he gives you, I believe, around 50,000. So that's what we're going to go for. Now, I'm going to let you know ahead of time, I fail with cheesing him. I end up dying, but he ends up dying with me also. You should have an extra gold pickle Fowlfoot, so if you don't want to rush the Knight's Cavalry, you can just take your time, spend your runes if you want, or you can rest at this grace and you can do the Knight's Cavalry at your leisure. But this is basically the last part of the video. Let's go ahead and watch it play out. Now this tactic I employ normally works. What I want to do is start on the south side of the bridge and then go to the north side, go in front of the Knight's Cavalry, make sure that he's chasing me, go around these trees. I'm going to hop off of Torrent, so now I'm on the east side of the bridge. Now he normally doesn't do that jump attack, so I quit out, and by quitting out, I've already lost my gold pickle Fowlfoot. I didn't realize it until I had already quit out. So now I'm not able to cheese him with the same pickle Fowlfoot that I cheese Gael with. Hopefully you have better luck than I do, but let's go ahead and watch the cheese. Basically, you want to be on the northeast side of the bridge, and there's a dip on the east side of where you stand that you want the Knight's Cavalry to get caught in. He normally does a side attack, and then he'll do a jump attack. With the jump attack, that usually yeets him off of the side and kills him, and you get his runes without having to fight him. So that's the exact position that you wanted him. Unfortunately, I died. But that's the position you want him in, and you don't want to die before he does. If you die attempting to cheese the Knight's Cavalry, don't worry, because it turns into daytime and he will no longer be on the bridge. I just went straight to turning it back into nighttime before picking up my runes. If you fail at cheesing the Knight's Cavalry with runes on you, I recommend that you go pick them up in the daytime first, and then go back to the Grace, turn it to nighttime, and then attempt the cheese again. So right here you'll see that's the exact position that you want the Knight's Cavalry to be in. That's exactly what you want him to do too. You want him to do a jumping attack. Usually he dies on the jumping attack. However, he ended up dying after he killed me. Luckily, his runes will still be on my lost runes when I go retrieve them. So that's going to be the end of this guide. As you'll see when I go pick up my runes, we'll have over 138,000 runes. We have golden runes also in our inventory. We have enough smithing stones to get any smithing weapon to plus 15. Somber stones to get any somber weapon to plus 6. We did it all in 55 minutes and 49 seconds. And now you have the perfect foundation for starting any character before the DLC, and when the DLC is released, you have the foundation of starting a character for the DLC. Please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. I'll be doing builds for new players, so let me know if you have any ideas or any weapon or Ash of War you'd like to see. Have a great day, evening, or night. See you soon.